Hello and welcome to my channel called Legends and Myths. Today I'll be telling you the story of Thor, god of thunder. In Norse mythology, he is a hammer-wielding god associated with lightning, thunder, storms, strength, fertility, the protection of humankind, sacred groves and trees. He is the son of Odin, chief of the gods, and husband of the fertility goddess Sif, who is the mother of his sons Modi and Magni. Ages ago, Odin sought to have an heir that would have the power of both the heavens and of the earth, so he sought out Jord and convinced her to have a child with him, producing Thor. This child was very remarkable for his great size and strength, and very soon after his birth amazed the assembled gods by lifting and throwing about 10 great bales of bear skins. Although generally good-tempered, Thor would occasionally fly into a terrible rage, and as he was very dangerous at these times, his mother, unable to control him, sent him away from home and entrusted him to the care of Vinir and of Hlora. These foster parents, who are also considered as the personification of sheet lightning, soon managed to control their troublesome charge and brought him up so wisely that the gods entertained a very grateful recollection of their kind offices. Thor himself, recognizing all he owed them, assumed the names of Vingthor and Hlora, by which he is also known. Having attained his full growth in the Age of Reason, Thor was admitted to Asgard among the other gods, where he occupied one of the 12 seats in the Great Judgment Hall. He was also given the realm of Thrudvang or Thrudheim, where he built a wonderful palace called Bilskirnir, the most spacious in all Asgard. It contained 540 halls for the accommodation of the thralls, who after death were welcomed to his home, where they received equal treatment with their masters in Valhalla, for Thor was the patron god of the peasants and lower class. As he was god of thunder, Thor alone was never allowed to pass over the wonderful bridge Bifrost, for he would set it aflame by the heat of his presence, and when he wished to join his fellow gods by the Urdar fountain, under the shade of the sacred tree Yggdrasil, he was forced to make his way thither on foot, wading through the rivers Kormt, Ormt, and the 2 streams Kerlaug to the trysting place. Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, is one of the most historically important and probably one of the best well-known weapons in the world of ancient myths. The hammer was his primary weapon, but it wasn't just an ordinary weapon. Anytime Thor throws his hammer at an enemy, it returns to his hand like a boomerang. The famous weapon is not only the symbol of destructive power of the storm, but also a protection against the forces of evil. It can also provide blessings. The hammer was commonly worn as a pendant during the Viking Age in Scandinavian culture. Today, the symbol appears in a wide variety of media and is again worn as a pendant by various groups, such as modern-day pagans. Thor is the eldest of Odin's sons and is the half-brother of Balder, Hur, Vidar, and Vali. Thor was well known for slaying the giant Jotuns. Many of his stories revolve around violent battles between him and his enemies. Among those enemies was Jormungandr, the enormous sea serpent who encircles Midgard, the world of human civilization. In one myth, Thor tries to pull Jormungandr out of the ocean while on a fishing trip, and is stopped only when Hymir panicked and cuts the line. Jormungandr slunk back down into the ocean. Thor was enraged at having missed the opportunity to end his greatest foe, heaved Hymir overboard. It is destined that Thor will have a final battle with Jormungandr in Ragnarok, the Norse apocalypse, and that he is doomed to die by poison from the world serpent, but only after he kills the great serpent with his powerful hammer, Mjolnir. Dying to its poison, his sons Modi and Magni survive Ragnarok, along with a small number of other gods, inherit his hammer, which they use to restore order. Among all things, Thor was brave, strong, and fierce. Thor, in truth, loved fighting and rarely passed on an opportunity to engage in it. He is never depicted as a subtle or careful deity and prefers direct action over discussion or planning in solving any problem. Thor is completely without guile or the capacity to deceive, and so cannot recognize these qualities in others, the very reason why he is often tricked by magical spells or shape-shifting entities. Thor wore a magical belt called Megingjord that was said to double his already substantial strength. Thor has also rode a chariot pulled by goats, whose names are Tangrisnir and Tangenjoster. Remarkably, Thor regularly slaughtered the goats and ate them, only to resurrect them with Mjolnir so they could continue to pull the chariot and fill his stomach. Though Thor is often seen as a war-hungry deity and a bringer of absolute destruction, he could also be seen as a helpful and giving god, given that people who worshipped him sought peace, solace, and blessings. To the people of Midgard, gaining the favor of Thor meant completing the final stage of life itself. His worshippers invoked his name in weddings, hunts, and the inauguration of settlements to augment purification. Thor also had a third child, a daughter named Thrud. Thrud is the goddess of battle, or possibly a Valkyrie, and thus naturally associated with battle. However, Thrud is a little mysterious, as not that much is known about her today. Still, there are several indications that she was well known in the Viking Age. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this, for I will greatly appreciate it. Take care, and I'll see you in the next myth.